Hi, welcome to Dusty Shelf Collectibles. Today we'll be reviewing this lovely little narrow gauge engine. Yeah, hi, welcome back. Just wanted to do a quick video on this lovely loco that's come into the collection. I'll go into the details of how that happened in a minute, but let's talk about the train to start with. So, modelled in 7mm scale. It's not a scale that I normally model in, but it does run on 00 track. So I mean, we talk about scales a lot. You know, we talk about 00, we talk about N gauge, we talk about Z gauge, we talk about O gauge. Well, this is effectively O gauge, and as a scale would be 1 to 43.5. So what you can see is if I just bring in a normal 1/72 00 train and just turn the camera around, you can see this engine is much larger. So again, depicting a narrow gauge loco, this would effectively be a narrow gauge track. So if you wanted to model this in accuracy on a layout or on a diorama, you would need to make some modifications to the track. What I'll do is I'll use this 009 loco that I've got sitting here to try and explain that. So what we got here are two N gauge tracks. So basically the distance between the rails on both of these tracks is exactly the same. So this little engine will quite happily run on normal N gauge track, or you have the 009 track, which is a scale representative to the engine. Difference being, as you can see, the sleepers are much got a bigger distance between them. They're much bigger, and the rails as well are a little bit higher. So if you were going to do the same with the diorama for this engine, you'd be looking to make the same modifications to these sleepers. So basically, bigger sleepers, further apart, slightly higher, slightly bigger rails, but maintaining the distance between the rails. So my big problem is I'm struggling to identify the engine. Obviously, I think it's a Hunslet. Could even be a Manning Wardle. I'm not totally sure. So I'm going to go with the theory that it is a Hunslet at the moment, but if you know otherwise, please let me know. And then trying to work out whether this is kit built or scratch built. My feeling is that it might be a bit of both. So what I found is a Hunslet kit by Pico. Again, a white metal kit. This is clearly white metal. I mean, I know that much. But the Pico kit has quite a sweeping curvature on the cab side, whereas this is more of a dog leg. The Pico kit is much more gentle in the corner there. And the other difference, if we look at the bumper beam or the buffer beam, the Pico kit has a single coupling in the centre. This obviously has two buffers, which the Pico kit doesn't have. A lot of the other details are very similar. We've got these boxes in the kit, most of this details in here. The safety valves, very similar. So I do wonder whether it's started as a Pico kit and then has been modified into the engine we see today by somebody very skilled. So on to how it came into the collection. So at work one day, sitting next to one of my colleagues who I've known for some time, we were chatting, and somehow I got onto model railways, and he said that his father was very much into 7mm scale. He then told me that his father had recently sadly passed away, and most of his collection had gone to the local society, but there was still a box of scenery in his garage or shed, and would I like it? And of course I said, absolutely. You know, you can never have too much scenery. I make use of it all over the place. I mean, it's so we made arrangements and I went to collect it, and in the box there was some trees and some grass and various other bits and a couple of tools, which was all very useful stuff. And he said, oh, by the way, there's an engine in the bottom of the box. And I said, oh, okay, great. He said, you can have it if you want. So when I got home and opened it, this beauty was in there. And I'm blown away by it. I mean, I just love the detail on it. If I just pick the camera up and I zoom in a little bit, you can see the rivets on the side of the cab You see the detailing across the engine. I mean, inside the cab, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. You can see there's a person in there shoveling coal. You can see the water gauges, you can see the rivets on the firebox, and you know, the regulator and all the other valves in there. It's just such a wonderful model, and you know, it's not something. It's something that I wish I could do. My skill set isn't, my modelling skill set is not good enough to do something like this justice. I assume it was his father that made this, my colleague's father, and I just think what a credit to his skill and ability this is. So the video mainly is about thanking him and the family. I won't mention them, should they ever see this I know who they are. But then the second part of the video was, what do I do with it? So not in terms of do I keep it or I get rid of it, because I'm definitely keeping it. I mean, it's such a lovely engine. But when I look at if I just come across here, you can see sort of I'd call it weathering. It's kind of dust, it's wear. It's just got this lovely patina across the whole engine, and inside the cab you can see this, yeah, like I say, it's like a dust. I mean, I don't know whether it has been intentionally weathered like that, but it just looks great. And what I'm worried about is if I try and clean it in any way and disturb this, as I say, patina, I think it's going to lose its character. I think it's got a lot of character as an engine in its own right now, and I'm not sure that I want to do anything to it, including, and this is a bit of a problem. Let me just put it forward and back. You can hear it's very dry inside, so I think, you know, the gears and things inside very, very dry, and it's a little bit whiny as it moves back and forth, and ideally it probably could do with a service. But I'm kind of thinking if I take the body off, I'm going to disturb somewhere on the patina. I'll get a thumb mark in it, or I'll smudge it or something. So I think I should leave it as a shelf queen, but I'm kind of interested in your thoughts. I mean, drop me a message if you've got any, if you can identify it for me, fantastic. Got any thoughts about what I should do, whether I should clean it up, whether I should even try and weather it myself, or go with my gut instinct, which is to leave well alone and enjoy it as a display piece, and maybe run it now and again and live with the noise. So anyway, I just want to make a quick video on this lovely engine just to share it with you. I'll leave you with some shots of it running on different areas of my sort of working layout, and I'll thank you for joining me, and thank you for watching.